MPP's position, which has been consistent with the sworn position of the EC, has been less complete with collation. At all material times, the police failed to cooperate with the EC to complete with the collation. Now, would the police give them the necessary security to do the rerun? In this instance. So the police is willing to cooperate with them on a rerun, but not ready to cooperate with them for the completion of collation. Clearly, the EC's position is as a result of some pressure from the executive and the ruling party. And they are battling.
They cannot independently decide by themselves that because this issue remains unresolved after 7 months, this is a potent way and a fair way to resolve it. They can't do that. They must be under pressure by somebody to do that.
Wait. Yeah. There's a court order. You and I know that a court order, unless it is set aside.
Yes. You can't beyond that. We can't do
anything apart from compliance.
Can we apply that in this circumstance? It says continue and complete collation.
Yes.
They say they have.
And there is an order.
They say they have.
Now, there is an order.
The court does not compel the EC to declare results.
If there is a default, the court cannot compel them.
Yes, so there's not a compulsion. There's no compulsion to declare results.
Then the power of the court to make an order for mandamus, very respectfully, will be meaningless.
Mandamus says that you're supposed to do some work. You haven't done it. Go and do it.
Do what is required of you by law. And it didn't end there. The court, in its wisdom, realizing that the EC cannot independently do that without the support of the security, made an order for the police to support them. Now the police has defaulted in the circumstance, right? So EC consistently has shown its willingness, except to say that in the circumstance of this matter, the police is not ready, right, to help them, okay? You think that the court cannot make further orders?
So
it can be enforced.
So you're going to court is to tell the court that there's something outstanding, there's an order that has not been complied with, therefore the elections cannot proceed.
You know that there are various ways of enforcing a court order, right? There are various ways. I don't want to mention them lest somebody makes that the headline, that MPP says it is going to do A, B, C, D. Our options are still clear to us. We are weighing them. We are going to do what they need for. But I am saying that, given the facts, there's one thing which is obvious. The one thing is that the police, which is part of the executive, is only ready to assist the EC if it is interested in doing a rerun, as opposed to the court's order and the EC's consistent and indeed sworn position, which is to complete collation. So the EC, nothing stopped them from leading a negotiated
resolution. If the court makes an order like this kind, I don't know, I don't remember if the order was directed at the police.
There was an order directed at the police.
If the court makes an order and the police for a long time was not complying, there were avenues for those who went to court to have gone back to the court to compel, compliance with the order. But you know that this is a tricky situation. Court says provide security. Those who are in charge of security make an assessment and say, this is not a place you are going to say you are going to provide security because there will be chaos.
Today, you see,
today you can't have.
I have highlighted
security one.
It is obvious, something. It's obvious where you want to drag me to. I will not tell you the kind of orders or reliefs we are going to court to seek in this circumstance. Our options are open to us. We have various options under the civil procedure.
To be a fresh action.
No, you don't need a fresh action in this circumstance because the election has not come to an end. You can't trigger an election petition in the circumstance. What you need to do is to enforce the orders of the court, right? That is our clear option. But, my brother, is it not curious for me and for all of us that the police is ready to do a rerun, but not ready to provide security?
Good question.
We can approach this from the perspective of a negotiated settlement.
Okay.
But there's something. There's something
What else? What else is it? I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. But what else is the best negotiated settlement
Do the easier
than
thing.
a rerun?
No. Do the easier
Where
thing.
everybody is given a
curiously-
fresh opportunity.
You know that curiously, the Glory Land Hotel, Odoko 1 polling station, which was supposed to be part of the 3 outstanding polling stations, is not part of the 19 polling stations, making the whole decision very chaotic and not informed, right, by anything that is known or factually, evidentially informed. It's not really informed. But my brother, there's something I need to say.
You, MPP, you don't trust the electoral commission?
We haven't said that. We haven't said that.
But you should trust them.
They shouldn't. We've never trusted them. Who have been looking at them closely.
Samson.
And this is an
I
unnecessary
will not
fight.
go on.
Are you afraid your
majority.
members will not turn out to
Let's do it.
vote? Are you afraid? What is it?
I've told you that it's about principles and values, which is what we build nations with.
It's about also creating peace and maintaining the peace. If this is what you have to sacrifice to get peace, why not?
Well, opinions are like noses. Everyone has one.
Okay.
But I am saying that there's something I need us to
Quickly, the answer comes in, then we'll round up. Of course, with Vera.
Sal, my personal view of Sal is that I think that Sal, contrary to the general view that has been held, Sal has always been part, until recently, of the Buem constituency. Sal was not a constituency on its own. It was part of Buem constituency. It had representation until the Guan constituency was created to cover Sal. I am of the view that until the recent buckling of the Electoral Commission, they had, done fairly well. And I'll explain to you why.
They were denying the right to vote. They were denying representation. That's the crux of the matter.
No, but you can't say that. They decided that they will not be part of Buem. They decided because they wanted, that a lot of our people, districts mean a lot to them. Separate constituencies mean a lot to them. They took the position that being part of Buem is likely to deny them the constituency, a separate constituency.
And in granting them their wish, you do it in such a way that it gets to a point where they are unable to vote and they don't get an MP for a whole term.
Do you know that? Something we all know that the right to vote.
Elsewhere people would have resigned.
Wait.
People would have lost their jobs. It's only in Ghana that this happens and we get...
Is it true that they were supposed to be part of the Buem constituency? Is it true? It's a fundamental question. Let's answer. If it is true, if you have the right to vote and you decide not to vote, the EC will resign because of that. You have a right to vote.
On the eve of elections, the EC issued a circular
I've asked a fundamental
and
question.
announced to them that you are unable to participate in elections. There will not be an MP for your area.
Samson,
for XY reasons. Looking at those reasons impartially, you can tell that you cannot put the blame squarely on the EC. But again, how did all the people working together, the Attorney General's Department, Parliament, the EC, how did everybody working together work to a point where the people were denied the right to vote and they didn't have an answer?
Elections are the duty of the EC. The EC failed.
In our jurisdiction, it is obvious that the election, the organization of an election, is an ecosystem that involves other stakeholders. And so, just like what we are facing with Ablekuma North, the police deciding not to assist the EC. If the police decides not to assist the EC to do the needful under its mandated statute, are you going to squarely blame the EC?
What stops the EC from taking all the thing and doing the work in their headquarters?
The simple question, I haven't gotten an answer from you, or I've gotten a negative, response from you, is that you all still talk about settlement. When you're going into settlement, we are not looking for, a win-lose situation. We always are looking for a win-win situation. And in settlement, we compromise our rights sometimes. So if this is settlement, Why not compromise what you are asking, collate and finish, and go for an election?
Quick one, please. Quick one. No, you have. See, for me, I don't see the settlement issue here. I'm saying, EC had a position. Okay? Newton says that unless something impacts something, it will remain where it is. Something has impacted the EC to move them from that position. They are saying they did police, and I'm saying, why can't you deal with what is left, take it to your head office, you have your own security, deal with it and finish that matter. And if it comes to settlement, look, we have an overwhelming majority of NDC today. If somebody has to bend backwards and settle, allowing Ablekuma North alone to go to NPP will not make any difference really. So I think settlement should go in a certain way, especially where you have a situation where...
Remember, Nasser wants to speak. He hasn't had the opportunity yet.
But EC, you are talking about settlement. The EC's letter is not talking about settlement. It's speaking to factual matters.
Yes, because the two parties have taken an entrenched position, and it is the one that must make sure it is resolved. And it's been 7 months.
And that is contrary to your initial position. And that contradiction, where did it come from? Who told the EC that 19 are outstanding? Who? Suddenly, why has the EC taken the position that 19 police stations are outstanding? And so if it is about settlement, the facts would have reflected that.
Okay.
But in the circumstance of this matter, it's a complete new set of facts which the EC has generated, and nobody knows the basis upon which it generated.
Okay, Abdul Nasser Alidu, you also speak briefly, and then we get to Vera, brief comments, and then we go to 24-hour economy. The question we are asking, whether it's a boom